Welcome to Hot Topics in International Trade, brought to you by Bromiller Law Group and Bromiller Consulting Group.
Hi, this is Bob Brewer with Bromiller Law Group and Bromiller Consulting Group. Welcome to the podcast with me once again, Victoria Holmes.
Hello.
Dispatch.
Yes, that's me.
That is you, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. That's what I've been saying.
Well, I just got back in town. Wanted to sit down with you and chat about some stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Because it never ends, even when you try to take a vacation.
You look tan.
Well, I thought it's the only way to see Italy, as I've come back from about 10 days in Italy. The only way to see where we were, like Capri, and it's from a boat.
Yeah.
So I'm out on the boat, and I burn pretty easily. So even with a hat on and everything like that, it's hard to stay out of the sun. But man, we had some great weather.
The photos looked really, really nice. Yeah. I was very, very jealous. You were sending them to me while I was laying in bed sick with like the stomach flu, and I was just like, I wish this were me right now.
I don't know. But I've been to Italy before.
Okay.
But I was in the end, I was I can't remember where I was last time. Quite frankly, this was a little bit better, and I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
But me being up in a hotel room, just looking over the railing, I'm like, ooh, can't do that anymore. But that's where we were, going up into the hilltops where they build these houses right into the side of the mountains. It's amazing how they do that, the ingenuity that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because you think, they're just going to fall off the edge. No. The whole cities are built like that. The roads aren't really made for two vehicles to pass at the same time.
Yeah. So
you're dealing with that. But for the most part, all these taxi drivers and stuff, they've been doing it for forever.
Yeah.
So they know. And man, I was amazed. So between that and, being out there, I think we had a different tour, 4 different days by boat. I got to see everything.
Okay.
That I wanted to pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So
very relaxing trip. Trying to kind of stay in touch with everything that's going on back here in the States.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Last time we left off chatting about the Hormuz Strait, of course. And honestly, even waking up this morning and kind of tapping back into what's going on, it reminds me, you kids, the older ones out there, Donovan wrote a song. First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is... First, there is as far as this goes on with...
what song is that? I don't know. I don't remember that song.
I don't remember the title of it, but it's stuck in my head because there's a ceasefire, then there is a ceasefire, then, isn't, and then there is, and it's back and forth, and
yeah.
It's like, I just picture them sitting at a table with the missiles going over their heads.
Yeah.
BB's not on the same page, never has been.
Oh, man.
So Trump's screaming at BB, damn it, would you stop it? He goes, they're firing at me first.
Yeah.
And it's like, all these kids, they're never going to get along.
No.
And how are you ever going to bring everyone to the table at the same time?
Yeah.
Inclusive of Hezbollah. I mean, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. So I just say at this point, just cut with the crap. We're really close. We're not.
No.
We're not.
No. It's at basically a standstill because part of the issue is that now Iran wants to control like the Strait of Hormuz as sort of like a toll.
That's right.
And then the United States and other Arab countries are like, we don't want that.
Well, you know what? You got to pay through the Suez Canal.
Well, it's interesting too because I was like watching an interview with one of the top officials for Iran, and they were saying like, what are we supposed to do? Tax the Iranian people? And it's like, well, I just don't believe anything you say that you're trying to use this solely because you don't want to tax the Iranian people. Like, I'm pretty sure you would do that anyways, but let me not go there. So.
Well, they want to pop each ship, I think, for like $2 million now.
Yeah.
Well, what's the choice? You can go around Africa. How much is that going to cost you?
Yeah.
All right. So they're paying the toll, so to speak, and Iran's going, thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, they're definitely trying to have like some sort of like economic advantage over this now that they see that they can, at some point at least push out some of those military interventions in the Mediterranean Sea, and another strait apparently that's being mentioned that they're like, we can shut that down too. The United States is at more economic risk than we are, et cetera, et cetera. So they're definitely, they're trying to have some sort of economic advantage over all of this, which the United States does not want them to have.
We showed them what they have.
Yeah.
They were not, I'm like, you guys weren't fully aware of what you
exactly
had, the power that you have over global trade.
Yeah. They realize
Let us show you the power that you have.
They thought it would be as easy as Venezuela, going in, taking out their dictator, and then installing someone who was a little bit more friendlier. And then now they're having a tanker outside of Cuba. And I'm like, we're going to have 3 maritime, not exercises, but operations going on. It's like,
Oh, you're talking about a ship? Like a,
yeah. I think they're about to, I don't know if they're going to go into Cuba, but it looks like.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump said at some point, I'm pretty sure he said, we're going to do Cuba's next, but, I wasn't supposed to say that or something like that. But sometimes we'll say things.
Go down the list. Greenland,
Yeah.
you know,
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. But I was trying to look at the numbers of what's actually just been spent, and it's just astronomical, the billions of dollars, and all those things. I start thinking about what we could have spent that on domestically for improvements that we need. And it's like, what have we really gotten out of this?
Yeah.
We always say, well, we didn't want them to have a nuclear weapon. They weren't going to have a nuclear weapon, from what I can tell, based on the experts that had come in. Now, we got a better deal than what Obama had in the past? Not really.
Yeah.
And that took a long time to put together. I thought that was like an 18-month process or something like that.
Yeah.
So coming out of this with saving face and a win, I don't even think that's going to happen. But like I said in the last podcast, we really do need to find a way to just get the hell out, because this isn't getting any better.
Yeah.
And they were set up for this a long time ago,
You think?
Outlast.
Iran?
This game of chicken. They're like, we are causing you the major harm in the global economy, and we're going to stick it out. So how long do we want to allow that to happen is the question. So, again, looking at everybody that's having a chat out there on all the various networks and stuff, I kind of in agreement with most of them that this is just not a good situation at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So
I'm not as familiar with like the nuclear stuff, but definitely when it comes to economic issues,
saying, now look, we can go in and we can get it with them, and we'll help them dispose of it or whatever. It's like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean that just isn't going to happen. That's funny in a way for it to say that. But I don't think that the enrichment and all that, was it going to happen anyway? Were they ever going to happen? Like I said, I don't think that's really where we're going. Maybe I'm totally wrong there.
Yeah.
But from all the other expertise that we've had out there and what we were watching over, it doesn't look like it was even, years from now.
Yeah.
So where are we? We are at the point right now where you and I need to look at, all right, who's paying attention? China and Russia are helping Iran. I mean, Russia's been sending them stuff through the Caspian Sea. I mean, they're still getting, money funneled in from China, and that's going to help them. All right, let's think about that for a minute now. China, and we're still dealing with Taiwan, right? And everything that's going on, they're watching. How's the U.S. expending its ammunition in all these different areas that it's pelting, Iran, and can we basically do what we plan to do in 2027, and that's take back Taiwan? What would that cost us? Mm-hmm. So how is this going to play out, so to speak? So you wrote an article.
I wrote an article. I'm a little bit more skeptical about them taking over in 2027, simply because right now they're already tapping into their reserves for oil. They're having issues with fertilizer. And then, so I don't think, I think this little skirmish that's happening, this economic downfall that's happening because of the Strait of Hormuz, that is going to probably delay their plans a little bit, maybe just a little bit.
Well, look at it. I mean, did you put in your article the amount of money that it's going to cost China?
I don't think I put in the article the exact amount of money, but I definitely put percentages of how much it's influencing, different sectors.
Well, 22% of China's total international trade passes through the Taiwan Strait. I think you have that in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And then so I have to look at it from the standpoint of, okay, if they do this, if they, all the plans that they've been practicing for the past year or whatever are implemented, I mean, what on a daily basis would that cost us? And is their economy actually structured right now? No.
It's not.
Like I said in the last podcast, I was watching this dude had a look at Beijing. It's desolate.
Yeah.
All these areas that used to be heavily populated here, and here. There's nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Beijing. And I look at all these other videos, I'm like, is this true? Because, you could film anything and make it look bad these days, just on your iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's enough of it out there that, no, the economy's not in great shape, and that's why China's really getting into the high-capacity exportation to try to fill that gap. And everybody's like, no, you're not either. You're not going to dump all this stuff into our markets. All these tariffs are going up in all these different countries to stop that.
Yeah.
Even us with the overcapacity with China. But that's how they're trying to make this work. I don't know. Xi Jinping's really got to think this through.
I think I don't think he's as impulsive as probably Putin you know. So maybe not as impulsive as Trump with the Hormuz and the Venezuela thing.
There's another name that needs to be
I know.
And it's funny because, well, you know, Xi Jinping and obviously Trump had just met. Right after that, Putin was there. Mm-hmm. I think the jet landed this morning with Xi Jinping in North Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
interesting.
Well, the power they feel is with them. Mm. You know, they've got this union now, this bond. Mm-hmm. You know, between he and Putin is unbreakable. Mm-hmm. You know, and now we've got, you know, Kim Jong-un in there as well, and all the pictures, and you know, they're like, you know, bring it on. I
just don't know what North Korea can offer economically or even militarily that will help China to make that even look like a good deal.
I know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't get it either. But hey, if you guys think that makes you look, you know, go for it.
What do they offer? Manpower? Like just
that too.
Bodies?
Yeah. Well, that's what North Korea was. You know, helping us was throwing
bodies, yeah, which was really awful. It was really, really awful.
I don't think I have a count right now as to how many North Koreans died. A lot were defecting, though, because they didn't know why the hell they were there to begin. So they got a chance to just chat with them and say, we don't know. We had no food, no water, no nothing. They just threw us up there as just, you know.
Russia's doing that to its own people, Yeah,
well, a lot of other countries had sent people in with the money, promise of the money.
Yeah.
Russia, and it never happened.
Yeah.
So they were stuck. But so the Taiwan Strait thing, what else did you delve into in that article beyond that? I'm talking from global capacity.
I mean, global capacity. Like, if anything happens, if another blockade happens in the Taiwan Strait, everyone's screwed. Yeah. I mean, just to put it, you know, like everyone is. But so is China. But the thing about that is that so is China.
Yeah.
Like China will be probably most hit immediately because there's going to be so many sanctions and everything that happens immediately after a blockade. I think Iran was a good example to China about what would happen, like on the global scale. We're like, the markets are absorbing the shocks a little bit better. In July, I think like the prices are going to get a little bit more crazier. But like, we have oil reserves in the United States. We have Venezuela as a backup. It's not an immediate you know, like, I mean, it could be opened up immediately. Like, the refineries in the United States could help the oil.
We are.
But at the same time, like, I think we're in a better position to deal with those kind of issues more than China, who is already, because of this Iran issue, having to go tap into its own supply for oil, and also because of the issues when it comes to fertilizers, transportation, all that stuff. So I think, I'm just not convinced that the 2027 goal is going to come to fruition unless Xi Jinping has some sort of like huge advantage over the United States that I just am not seeing at the moment.
No, I mean, it's weird because as I was going through all my notes with AI, I did find one thing that was interesting. He says, because beyond international trade, the Taiwan Strait serves as a vital domestic corridor for China's economy. Over 50% of all ship voyages traversing the strait do not involve international trade at all. Instead, they are Chinese-flagged ships moving goods internally from one domestic Chinese port to another along the country's eastern seaboard.
Interesting. Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, so that would also be affected. I thought, what?
Its own internal sort of,
so they've got to consider that too. I mean, a lot of things could go incredibly bad, you know, for Xi Jinping, and that would be the end, I think, of that particular government. There would be such an uprising there because they have protests.
Interesting.
You know, it's getting really, and especially the youth.
Yeah.
They are absolutely suffering in China right now with the unemployment. It's just it's so bad.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody having any babies really right
now. No.
They got to think about that.
Yeah.
Because that's not good. That's not helping China at all. But it's also happening in South Korea and in Japan. Mm-hmm. You know. I
mean, it's happening here too. It's happening in the United States.
It's too expensive these days to have children.
That's what they say. I'm not as convinced that it's that expensive. Like, I think like if there's a will, there's a way, and I think there's so much doomerism around the cost of children and what it takes to have a child. And I come from a conservative background, so I'm more pro-family than probably a lot of my peers.
Well, you're Catholic. You're supposed to.
I'm Catholic. That's
a dozen kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, whatever happens, you know. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just
so those are my biases. Let me just say that right now. Yeah.
Bunch of kids. All right. Hey.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We've got roughly 30 seconds left. I don't know if we go to a part 2 on this or not, but
we'll see.
Can just wrap it up with Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah.
And it's just, at this point, we control the money, we control the oil, we're putting it in the bank, the money's not going to Qatar anymore, it's going to the U.S. Treasury, and we just need to look at it from the standpoint of, they, at a peak, were putting out about 3 million barrels a day, now they're at about 1, so they're coming back just a little bit, but there's a lot of money, like $100 billion that needs to be invested into that to bring it back up to where it would be peak.
Yeah.
So who wants to do that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's huge, but we at this point, that president, what was her name, Sergio or whatever, she's, the VP that's now in there.
Yes, yeah.
She basically is doing everything Delcy Rodriguez that Trump wants, pretty much. To just keep the ball rolling, so to speak. So there is some kind of thing, I think, as far as restitution goes with the Venezuelan government, but we are in total control of that. And they have got the largest reserve of oil, like over 300 billion barrels, most on the planet practically. So that's really got to be tapped in. We knew that before we went in there.
Yeah.
We got to get this back up to peak operability. That's what we want to do. And so, who's benefiting from us? We're taking about 43%. India's taking about 26%. Spain's got about 8%. So we're divvying it up. India's coming out a little winner there. So, but outside of that, I don't think there's anything else in zero time that we have right now. I like to keep these at 15 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
All right.